YTPC, Padre Piper, coming to you via the virtual airwaves of YouTube, saying, hello YouTube Pipe community. I hope you are finding the blessings in your life. In fact, I'm praying that you're finding blessings in your life. They're out there, folks. They really are. It's the attitude. It's the attitude of gratitude. Find reason to be thankful. You'll find more reasons to be thankful. It always works that way. It always does. It always does. I could give you scripture to back that up, but I don't want to make this a preachy video. I wanted to share some stuff with you. First of all, a big congratulations to the folks who participated in the Padre Piper 1,000 sub giveaway. Great entries, and again, congratulations to third prize winner, who was Vintage Piper. Second place was Louisiana Texas Piper, and grand prize winner was Ghost Cobb. And so big congratulations to you folks for that. Interestingly, Briar Report, I'm sure you guys know who that is here on YouTube. Briar Report's got a website. You can go to that. I'll put the link down in the cellar. And Briar Report did a story on my giveaway, and I think the title of it was YTPC's most introspective gaw. And the thing that I'm really laughing at is I'd gotten a heads up that it had posted, and so I went over to the website, and it almost scared the bejeebas out of me, because I was not expecting to see what I saw when the page loaded up. My big old mug, my ugly mug, was front and center, and I literally just kind of was startled and jumped back a little bit. But oh, to the good folks at Briar Report, that's very kind of you. I appreciate that. And if you guys aren't familiar with Briar Report, again, check the cellar. I'm going to put a link down into that. I also want to offer happy anniversary blessings to Louisiana Texas Piper, who is celebrating his 27th wedding anniversary with his bride, I found out. And that is wonderful, and congratulations are in order, and my prayers are with you guys for many, 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 many more years of happily married time. And what a blessing. And I'm going to give you, before I get to the pipes I want to show you, I want to give you one more tip that I learned this week. If you go into the YouTube search engine and you type in YTPC, it just doesn't stand for YouTube Pipe Community. Did you know that? It also stands for, as I learned, YouTube Pagan Community. I kid you not. And I found some videos on that. I was like, what is this? But yep, YTPC. So it is what it is, right? Just be careful out there, folks. You might end up watching something you didn't think you were going to watch, you know. I wanted to share 3 sets of pipes with you. I'm going to do it kind of quick tonight. I say tonight, it's Thursday evening when I'm recording this. We just finished our Thursday evening Holy Eucharist, and I just feel like I'm moving into relaxation mode, which is wonderful. I wanted to show you I have my first 2 pipes that I purchased back, I'm thinking circa 1987 or maybe 1988, I don't quite recall. And I know these are my 2 first pipes, and they were bought within a month of each other. I don't quite remember which one was first, but they're both Dr. Grabeau pipes. They were both purchased at a drugstore named K&B. I was an undergraduate at LSU at the time. By the way, congratulations to the Tigers on having a good baseball year. They did better than anybody I think expected they would, but more importantly, a congratulations to Oregon State for winning that regional. Our Tigers just couldn't stand up to Oregon State. They have a fantastic ball club, and Omaha better watch out for Oregon State, I'll tell you that. But anyway, so yeah, I was an undergraduate at LSU, got my first, and I think that this one was the first one. This is a Dr. Grabeau Duke. It's bent, and I very seldom smoke either one of these pipes anymore, and the reason is I find the bowls to be very, very small. But look, they're still in good shape considering they're going on 30 years old. Nothing wrong with it. Now this one takes a 6mm filter. That's the Duke. And then the other one, which I think I bought 3-4 weeks later when I saved my pennies, was the Dr. Grabeau. It's called the Lark. It's a straight pipe, but again, it's got that small bowl. Another good smoker. Now this one doesn't, or it was back then, this one doesn't take a filter. It's got a stinger for it. And what's unique about it, I think it's my only Dr. Grabeau that has, if you can see that, the emblem, the logo for the company is in yellow, as opposed to what is typically white. I don't know what the significance, if any, is of that, but those were my first two pipes, and I wanted to share those because you know, I mentioned in a couple of previous videos that my dad passed heavenward in January after a very, very short bout with the flu. And I miss him tremendously, but I praise God because I know where he is, and that's very comforting. But you know, he was a pipe smoker when I was a kid, and I want to say he hung up the pipe for the most part back in early 80s, maybe when I was in high school. And he would smoke cigars at that, but he ended up smoking some pipes with me the past 5 years or so. Never pulled out his pipes that he had. I didn't know he still had them, and in fact I suspect there might even be a couple more up in the attic at his home. I've just got to get up there and dig around and see, who knows what I'm going to find. But more recently, he saw me smoking a corn cob, and he says, you know, that is a pipe that I never had experience to smoke. And I said, well, we'll take care of that. And I got in touch with Scott over at Aristocob a couple of years ago, and it was in between the Christmas and New Year holiday. And I was like, Scott, anyway, you know, I was with my dad on Christmas, and I want to get him a couple of corn cobs, as you know, we can get them before New Year's Eve so we can smoke together for New Year's Eve. And Scott made it happen. Thank you, Scott. You're a good guy. And so I picked up those pipes from my dad's house. They were readily available with about a I don't know, 42-pound bag of Tinderbox Wilshire, which, you know, lane 1Q. But anyway, what I also found was a couple of his older pipes, and somebody may be able to help me with these. I don't think either one of these are going to be smokable. They're very old, and I had mentioned in a previous video that you know, I'm not one who worries about teeth marks on my stems or whatever, because I'm not planning on selling my pipes. And once I become I become a contribution to the earthworm ecology, I don't care what happens to my pipes. My family can sell them, and if somebody's grossed out by my teeth marks, I don't care. I just don't care, you know? So I don't worry about, you know, that kind of stuff. I don't worry about charring the bowl on top and such. You hear that? I don't know if you can hear it or not. The bells are ringing. The bells always ring when I make a video, it seems. That's the 8 p.m. bells on Thursday evening. But anyway. Anyway, let me show you these two pipes, and perhaps you guys can help me with them. This is his briar. You can see that there's a lot of oxidation on that stem. Now, I don't know what this is. On the bottom of the bowl, it says simply, I'm sorry, on the bottom of the stem, it has stamped Italy. That's all it says. And then on the side of the bowl, I doubt you can see that, but it says what appears to say Brewster, B-R-E-W-S-T-E-R. And I'll be honest, I have not even Googled this, so I've just been lazy. But some of you might know something about that. Apparently my dad didn't believe in reaming out his, look at the cake in that, huh? And then, so that's the briar pipe, but I also found this, which I don't ever remember seeing as a kid. And the reason why may be because it appears that the stem, the mouthpiece, is missing from it. It's some sort of a, you know, like a falcon or Viking or something like that. Again, the bit there is missing. It's got a screw-on bowl, and this is pretty sturdy. This is actually kind of nice. I don't know if I can get a mouthpiece, a bit made to connect to that stem or not. Somebody out there who does restoration work maybe knows more. And my old eyes, I cannot see necessarily what that says on the bottom of that bowl, but it doesn't appear to say Falcon. It doesn't appear to say Viking. I don't know. I really don't know. I need to get a magnifying glass to see what, I think it says patent pending. I'm not sure. I don't know. But if somebody's got info and they can help me with that, I'd like to know. I'd really, I'm curious. The other old estate pipe I wanted to share with you today, and this is the wrap up of it all, and this is just really so cool. A guy who I have become fast friends with through social media, as a piper out in California. His name is Byron Smith, and I'm so appreciative of what he has done. He contacted me and said he wanted to send me an estate pipe that belonged to either his father or his grandfather, because he has some of each. And he sent me some pictures, and he said, you choose the one you want. And I was just immediately taken to this old Canadian style pipe. I don't have any Canadians in my collection, and I've always admired them. And so I said, how about that one? And he says, if that's the one you want, I'm going to send it to you. And this is a 1930s custom built Canadian pipe. This thing is just beautiful, gorgeous, well cared for. It's in very, very, very good condition considering how old it is. And I'm trying to find on here where it says, oh goodness, me and my old eyes. I'm too vain to put the reading glasses on. Here it is. It's on the top. It says custom built original right there. And you probably can't see that on the camera. But a good size bowl too, man. I mean, look at that. It's wide, it's deep, it's this is cool. And apparently this was his grandfather's pipe, and the only thing his grandfather ever smoked in it, if I heard him correctly, was one particular blend. But before I show you that blend, I want to show you this little note. This is the box he sent it in, and the note, it's going to read backwards, I bet, because the way I've got the camera set up. I'll read it to you. It says, custom built Canadian, purchased 1932 from Tracy Mincer. Tracy Mincer was the founder and president of Custom Built in Indianapolis, Indiana. by my grandfather, Byron L. Smith. And he's got his birth and passing years, 1879 to 1943. That's amazing. I am so touched that he has given me stewardship of this beautiful pipe, and I'm so touched by that, and I'm so thankful for it, and I cannot wait until I have an opportunity to use it, to experience it, to think that somebody born in the 19th century purchased this pipe. It's mind-blowing. And they had already passed away 25 years or so before I was even born. It's mind-blowing. So this is the other thing, or one of the other things that was included in that gifting from Byron, and it is the type of tobacco that was smoked by his grandfather. And I'm not familiar with it. It's called Briggs. It says, when a fella needs a friend. And this is an unopened 2-ounce tin of it. We were trying to base the age with not too much success, but obviously it's not as old as a pipe for a couple of reasons. It's got a UPC and a website address for House of Windsor, tobacco.com. But House of Windsor stopped making this stuff. Well, I think House of Windsor may have gone out of business. Don't quote me on that. But they definitely don't make Briggs anymore. And I think Briggs might have been picked up later on. Briggs was then made by Sutliff, and from a little bit of research I have done, it wasn't well liked. But this is a little note he wrote on there. He says, my grandfather's blend, Briggs, no longer in production, Burley, Virginia. This is unopened. This is an unopened tin of this stuff. Absolutely incredible. And then the final part of this Yabo that he included in here is this. I've got to share this with you. Byron is a bit of a homemade blender, and he wanted to have me taste his clone for Hobbit's weed. Now, I've smoked a good amount of Hobbit's weed before Tewksbury went out of business. I know what it tastes like, I know what it smells like, and I have not yet smoked what he sent, and he's got a nice name for it. He calls it, his version, Sweet Surrender. But I mean, as soon as you open this jar, he has nailed it. If the smell, I mean, the jar note is 110% spot on for the tin note, jar note, bag note, whatever you want to call it, for the original Hobbit's weed. And so I have no reason to believe that this is not going to taste like it either. It's going to be a spot on. And of course, Tewksbury had released the recipe, and it seemed like there was a couple of versions of the recipe and such when they went out of business. But I can't wait to try this. The other thing, he knew, and you guys know, that I am a big fan, I was a big fan of McClelland's Palomine. I like peach flavored tobacco, and Palomine was one of the great ones, and he has done a match for Palomine. He calls it Peachy Keen, and I got to tell you, I compared it today to some of my Palomine, just a smell note. I haven't tasted it yet, and I would give about a 90. I gave that Sweet Surrender / Hobbit's weed 110%. I mean, it was beyond spot on. I'm giving this about a 92-95%. The only difference is I detect a little bit more of the peachy aroma from this. And again, I don't know if it may smoke and taste exactly the same, but I'll tell you what, if it's got a little bit more of the peach cranked up on it, I'm fine with that. That would be wonderful. That would be an improvement on the Palomine by McClelland, and I would have never thought it could be improved upon. So, my friends in the YTPC, I am blessed. absolutely blessed by these wonderful gifts from Byron. Blessed to share with you my first 2 pipes, even though they don't really see a whole lot of action these days. Blessed to have found 2 of my dad's pipes, even though I don't think they're going to ever be smokable, and that's okay. They have different meaning to me. And blessed to have had a chance to spend a little bit of time with you guys in a YTPC. And that's it. I'm going to close it on out, guys. I'm hoping I can get this up maybe Friday sometime, if not Thursday evening or over the weekend, whenever I can. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Padre Piper, wishing you and yours God's peace, grace, and blessing.